The eAssist Dental Solutions podcast. We are the nation's leader in outsourced dental billing. Our clients require highly skilled dental office managers that can consult with client offices.
So welcome to the eAssist Dental Solutions podcast. My name is Andre Quintana, and I am back again with an exciting episode of eAssist. A little bit about eAssist. We do dental insurance claims, and we get you paid faster. We solve accounts receivable problems, and we will collect more money for the doctors. And this company is just so wonderful to be around. And it's just because simply the team of people that are around us. That's basically it. It's very simple. You put a good team together and amazing things can happen. Tonight, we have a very special guest, and her name is Racheal Grant. Racheal, how are you doing tonight?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Wow. We chatted a little bit before we started here. It is so wonderful to speak to so many eAssisters. eAssist Nation out there is just very exciting about the team of people that is helping lead this company and helping doctors and dental professionals out there get to reach their goals. So, Racheal, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, so I live in Southern Illinois. I'm about 20 minutes outside of St. Louis. I am married to my high school sweetheart, and we have two wonderful children, Ben, who is 2 years old, and Nicole, who is 5. I have basically only been in the dental field my whole life, kind of grown up in it from a young age, and have really been able to experience all aspects of the dental field. And then I kind of got to that point where I was that office manager pulling out my hair and needing some additional support, and kind of stumbled into some information about eAssist. I also wanted to fulfill the needs of being mommy. Mm-hmm. So it was a great partnership for me to kind of take that leap of faith and leave the practice to work from home full time for such a great company.
Wow. And that is just amazing about some of the stories that we're about to hear about how you got into the field of dentistry and what great things you're doing out there for the doctors. And not just the doctors. Let's just let eAssist Nation know it is the entire team. And we will dive in more about that, because when we think about the entire team, we talk about when you work from 9 to 5 or 7 to 3, the work just doesn't stop at the end of the day. I have been around other office managers, and I have talked to many office managers. Office managers take the work home with them. Would you agree with that, Racheal?
Oh, absolutely. I was definitely that office manager. Leaving piles with to-do lists on to-do lists to do to the next morning, and, waking up in the middle of the night thinking of what insurance verification I had to do for the first patient in the morning because I couldn't get to it the day before, or what claims I had sitting out there that we needed to secure payment on because timely filing was creeping in on us, and I just didn't have the manpower to do that, check in the patients, answer the phones, post the payments as they came in. I was definitely that office manager, or that business assistant, front office person that really had too many pants to wear. So many times we are also utilized to support the front and the back as a clinician. So many times you're pulled from the front and the back, being that I did have that clinician experience. Ultimately we want to provide the best for our patients. So if the doctor was needing an additional hand in the operatory or support to finish treatment, it pulls away from that front responsibility duty. So you really do take a lot of stuff home and over the weekends that pulls away from that personal time.
And I know you're going to educate the audience out there on how partnering up with eAssist can really empower the entire team and really build better relationships with patients. But I want to share my own story, because my biggest strength is wowing the patients, just creating that wow experience where a patient would come through the door and I would react to them coming in as if I knew them for 10 years, even if I just met them last year or 6 months ago. Okay. And so a lot of times the doctors, Dr. Quintana, for example, love the fact that I did that as an office manager. And then a lot of it would go into our, in our office huddles or office meetings, that we wanted to pass that same skill to the rest of the team. And a lot of times I would say, hey, doc, I don't have the time to show Maureen, for example, or show Jennifer how exactly to do what I am good at doing. I just didn't have the time. And guess why I didn't have the time? Racheal, and for our audience out there, I didn't have the time because I was thinking about my claims. I was thinking about my aging report. I was thinking about how much the office was going to collect for that specific day. Because let's face it, if we can't collect, the doctor is going to be stressed out. The work is going to be done, but nobody's going to get paid. What would you say about that specific point that I just made?
So I think eAssist plays an integral part in coming in and helping out the team so that they do have more time for that patient interaction, so that they have more quality time to spend on the other areas that they're constantly juggling that makes a huge impact on that patient experience. One of the benefits of the dental field that we have as related to the other medical areas, say the hospital, is we have an opportunity to truly touch our patients and have them feel that experience, from verifying their insurance to making sure that we're maximizing their insurance benefits and eliminating them paying too much out of pocket or having to come up with an additional balance because their insurance isn't paying to the estimated ability that we can provide them. So I feel that with our services coming in, we take all of that responsibility off of the plate of the office manager, allowing her to make sure that she's giving that patient the time and dedication that they need while fulfilling their family information in the system. She's making sure that they have everything up to date of their new addresses, talking about anniversary dates, celebrating birthdays, really making that personal connection with the patient. I also find that in the clinical area, when it comes to the doctor's relationship with the patient, is already in a good spirit when they come back for their treatment because they've had that positive environment with the front office staff. They're now transferred to the clinical area. They have a great experience with doctor. They're feeling more confident to accept treatment more readily, convert that treatment same day, because there is a sense of relief, a sense of security, knowing that eAssist is that safety net to make sure that not only are we helping with the responsibilities and the daily to-dos, but we're also running reports to catch any areas that have been created for cracks so that we're efficiently processing those claims, taking that stress away from the office manager, and truly providing the doctor with a great foundation for his office so he can practice dentistry and do what he wanted to do when he went to school, to pursue dentistry in the first place, and not necessarily become a business person, but become that provider to those patients.
Wow, Racheal, if I was a doctor driving down the highway right now, listening to you and what you just explained, I would be wanting to call eAssist right away. And we'll get to later how you can contact eAssist, but you just explained it so clearly. It's almost like, when I think of you and some of the things that you explained, I almost get the feeling that you are involved in more of a training role, or what is your position with eAssist? Can you tell our audience a little bit about that?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I definitely want to start where I started with eAssist. So I started as an account manager, pursuing those insurance claims and finding out why there are revolving insurances over 90, over 60. So I started with an account manager. Then I worked into the account executive, where I was communicating more with the office and the team, posting those payments, making sure fee schedules were accurate, adjustments were accurate, and reading those EOBs to maximize the doctor's collection ratios there. And then after I got some time to work in that position, I have actually transitioned into a team lead role. So that's where you get that feeling of training and leading the team. I will say what's wonderful about eAssist and why I wanted to give the example of how I started is because even though I do have the position of a team leader under my name when I email, and then I do have different responsibilities when it comes to my daily to-dos, everyone within eAssist is so qualified after they come through our vigorous vetting process that they are all leaders within themselves, and they all compose the same qualities that I have in wanting to grow that practice, better that practice, and really provide the resources and tools that they wish they would have had in the same scenarios. So my role as a team leader is essentially to bring out that leader in the account executive and the account managers that are going to be assigned to each individual practice so that they can best lead that office manager and doctor to success for the patients in the practice.
That's great, great insight there. Now, everybody, this is the exciting part of the show because everybody out there loves a story of success. Okay, are you ready for this? So you don't have to be specific. You don't have to name the doctor and the office. But can you tell us a little bit about how you have helped turn an office around?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I can think of an office in particular that they came on board and didn't have any experience in dental claims or fee schedule updating or attaching those specific policies or fee schedules to the accounts and linking them so that, their reporting was accurate, they were charging the accurate amount, they were collecting the accurate amount. With all of that lack of knowledge, it caused their insurance aging to spiral out of control because when you're not submitting it correctly, then it causes the insurance company to not process those claims. So we were actually able to not only come in and collectively help set their fee schedules accurate, they started to charge the patients the max allowed that they were able to charge, and in doing the proper adjustments so that their accounts were cleaned up, the patients were happier, getting accurate statements, so forth. But we were also able to reduce their over 90, over 60, and over 30 categories, being able to place our team members on as many as were needed to make a big impact. We were able to reduce that over 85% within our first, I believe it was a 6-month time frame. After the first 90 days of that uncovery period, we really started to see a tremendous drop in the insurance aging. And I know that was something that really alleviated not only the worry of how much dollars were still outstanding and owed to the practice, that money was then collected. It was no longer that big revolving number at the end of their reports. Their accounts were cleaned up, and it's now a maintenance office so that it's that perfect safety net that we have provided a comfort level of communication and relationship with the office manager and the doctor. And essentially, we are an intricate part of their team, a little ghost that fills their chair in the office that we remotely log into every day.
So, Racheal, that was so beautifully explained. I know that you are so passionate because everything that you're saying, you put so much emphasis and passion into it. And it sounds like you appreciate the dental industry so much for what it's done for you over the years. Can you help me and help the audience find out about you personally and how eAssist has helped you and your life, and how does it continue to improve your life and your quality of time with your family?
Sure, absolutely. Well, one of the main reasons that I came to eAssist was due to just being in love with being a mom. At the time, I had one small child who was 3 and a newborn. I knew it was devastating on me to go through that postpartum separation and leaving her every day. Fortunately, I have great family that was able to support us in watching my child. However, they were about 2 hours round trip away. So it left me with about an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening to see, my children on a daily basis, except for weekends. And I just wasn't okay with being that night and weekend mom. And I know that I came from that working family, and I wanted to do something a little bit different as a parent myself. So I even contemplated, stepping out of the field that I loved so much in order to fulfill the need I had as a mother, but I never felt secured in making that decision. Fortunately, by, the good Lord above, I was blessed with the opportunity of knowledge about eAssist and knew that with my passion in the dental field, and I loved my patients. I mean, my patients were my passion. I knew their stories. I always teased that, our dental practice was a step between the hospital and the hair salon, because you could develop such a great relationship with your patients, and an intimate relationship in a sense, because you are working, in their mouth and in that close environment. So they were definitely my passion. And when I wanted to step out of the office to be able to fulfill my other passion, being my children, and filling that role, I felt incomplete. I felt incomplete when I was in the office and I wasn't around my children. I felt incomplete when I was at home fulfilling my needs as a mother, but I wasn't fulfilling those needs with my patients or with the doctors I loved the relationship I had built with. So finding eAssist with that equal medium, it allows me to pursue my dreams as an individual while fulfilling my needs as a mother. And the time that I have gotten back with my children, my then 3-year-old is now transitioning to kindergarten, and I will be able to be present at her field trips or her graduation ceremony, where I wouldn't have been able to take off or would have had to schedule FMLA time, in order to do so. So it's truly been a blessing. The people that I have been able to come in contact with and work with, when I say that they are experts in this field, we have the best of the best. It is unbelievable the amount of resources that we have and camaraderie, and we are a true family in every way, shape, and form of support. And I just think that really is a motivating factor, not only as a company, but as, something that I'm investing my time into and bringing other clients into. And I know with the bottom of my heart that we are doing everything we can for these practices to support them with our best intention. And it's not that corporate setting that it's always about the numbers and the growth and where you have to cut corners and such. We truly are passionate individuals, passionate about our field, and supporting other people who are actively in the field and the office every day.
And the most amazing thing about what you just said is that you have this love for your patients and you have this love for your family, right? But you didn't really leave your patients. You gained your family, of course. You're doing wonderful things, because family is about spending time together. I have a family. I love being around my family. But the amazing thing about eAssist and what you explained is that you are empowering and you are helping other dental staff do a better job than you were able to do with your patients. And I mean that as a compliment, because you were doing it all.
I provide that ally, because I could have had that phone a friend, how much better of an impact could have I made on a daily basis? Absolutely.
But I know that you didn't do a poor job. I can tell that you were blessed.
I failed every day. I think that's a part of being in the field.
Yes.
You fail, you're not able to fulfill. It's just not. It's kind of like being a mother. There's no way that you can physically fulfill all the needs in a daily basis for 2 small children to the best of your ability. You will always falter in one way, shape, or form. So it's just as mothers have nannies, doctors have eAssist. We are here to help in those areas that one person or 2 people up front physically cannot do on their own successfully.
And I forget exactly how the quote goes, but there's a quote out there that one of the biggest disservices, I guess, that you can provide for a small child would be to have a parent that doesn't fulfill their life, and live
Absolutely.
the life of their dreams, right, for themselves. So the same thing applies to this environment with eAssist. Like, you are able to be you, and by being so great with eAssist, you are enabling all the other team members of their offices to be the best that they can be with their patients.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Now, don't get me wrong. There's times where I miss it. We have 3 dental days here in Southern Illinois, and I miss me a good extraction and
Yes.
filling and, a root canal. So
Oh.
don't get me wrong. I do definitely miss the clinician aspect of it, but we truly do provide a service that is just unreplaceable. I mean, we really come in as a partner to support the office in every way, shape, and form that we can, and achieve their needs and expectations in wherever we can support them.
A little story about my own situation is that I teach part-time some marketing courses for NC State University, go Wolfpack. And I have to take myself out of the office on Mondays. And the team misses me. My patients, they miss me. And when I'm in that environment, I miss my team and I miss the patients. You're so right. But one of the things that really makes me smile when I'm out of the office is that I know that I have eAssist on my side. And before, when I used to do the same thing and I didn't have eAssist, I used to stress. Well, I no longer have to stress because I know that even though the team misses me, their job is just so much easier. Our account executive, Lorena, she works in California. She helps our team. Our girls love her. She loves our staff. And it's just like, it's almost like she is in our office. Is that the same way you do it with your team?
Yes, so I do feel that eAssist is definitely the support there in the office, when anyone is away, so that you don't feel that there is a wheel missing from your car, because we're always there to kind of keep that engine running and making sure things are smooth and efficient for vacations or illnesses or things that, you may not encounter. One of the great things about working remotely is we don't have snow days. So if your office is prevented from going into the office, you have an ally right there to help pick up pieces and take care of things that would have stopped because of the elements. So we definitely provide that additional security when any aspect is away from the office or while you're in the office, and that additional support.
And that's amazing, because I just thought about it. I don't think I've ever asked this question, but it must be a great feeling, Racheal, that a doctor can go on vacation and possibly even close the whole office for the week and still have eAssist working on claims.
Absolutely.
What's your experience with that? We haven't had to do that yet, but that must be an amazing benefit to any dental office.
Sure. So it is great that eAssist can be there to kind of keep that engine running when there is an element that is away from the office. It definitely makes sure that there is no lag time, and it increases that efficiency and that effectiveness. It also provides the doctor, while they are away from the office, and the team as well, those consistent reports to show what work was done from our perspective with eAssist and the claims that were worked on, the insurance monies that was posted. But then it also gives them a real-time update of their insurance aging numbers, their patient aging numbers, and their practice analysis, production to collection numbers. So I think that's always great to have that tool of resource and knowledge from a doctor's perspective, or even empowering the team to be able to really own those numbers and have that accountability. So all in all, I think the support and how well-rounded we are able to provide the doctor and the team in relation to supporting the office is just phenomenal. It is definitely something that I'm surprised we have been able to go so long without. And I'm so fortunate that the offices that we've been able to work with, we've been able to make such an impact, because, once you start a system that may be flawed, it's very difficult to kind of unravel, a large web. So it's nice to be able to provide that support in offices that may have gotten out of control and they just don't know what to do where they're at currently. They don't want to close their doors. They love their patients. They provide great treatment. We're able to help pick things back up, support them in any way we can. It's really great. It's a full spectrum of support for sure.
Wow. Well, thank you. I think that it sounds like you are so happy working at eAssist. It just really comes out in your energy, Racheal. And to me, it sounds like aside from all the accounts and aging reports and all the EOB work that you guys do in countless hours, just a work ethic that I see all the time. To me, two things that really stand out about eAssist is the fact that they do help the doctor collect most of what they produce, probably 100% of what they produce, because you guys just don't give up.
Nope.
But the other thing,
don't take no for
I know,
answer.
no, you don't. I know that. I can see it. I've interviewed. You are. This is episode number 4, by the way. I was so excited that at the top of the show that I didn't even mention it for our eAssist family. But not only do you help collect 100% of everything that a doctor produces, but then on the team side, on the employee side, you, for example, all the leaders of eAssist, it helps you guys have the freedom to work from home, to really have job security, because the leadership and the doctor that owns the company, it's just first class. I have had conversations with Dr. Anderson. I have had conversation with the IT department, for example. Don't forget, we are also a client of eAssist. So I have seen just an amazing, well-rounded aspect to the whole company, and it just brings a smile to my face every time I wake up, and I think that all I have to do is really wow my team and treat them well, and then the rest of the stuff will be taken care of by eAssist.
Absolutely, yeah. And one thing I'd like to add to, just to what you were saying, is just a testament to the company itself. We're built in size like a corporation, but we interact like a family, through and through. And I think that just speaks volumes to the core of eAssist as well. I have, in my short 29 years, have never been with a company or employer that I've ever felt so comfortable at. I truly feel at home with this company. Mm-hmm. And I think that empowering your employees and the teams that are building the offices is a huge, viable aspect to success overall, personal success, professional success, which completely then shows in the office and eAssist success as a whole.
Incredible. You put it perfectly. I just want to say that I loved the way you present everything that you know, the knowledge that you bring to the eAssist family and all the listeners out there. At this time, is there anything else that you want to tell eAssist Nation about what eAssist helps dental teams do better day in and day out?
Well, no, I think we covered a lot of it. I think the biggest thing is just that we are here to be your partner and partner with the office in any way we can support it. It's definitely customizable to your needs, so it's always a intriguing interest to see if there's any way that we can support your practice, and kind of opening that door for continued success and catapulting your office to the next step.
Well, Racheal, thank you so much for sharing everything that you have done tonight. And this has been an amazing episode because I saw the energy in which you help your dental offices. I also have seen the way all of the previous guests have come on and share their stories about these amazing things that eAssist has helped each one of you do in your life. At this point, we are running out of time, and I just want to wish everybody a great evening. And Racheal, I want to thank you really for coming on the show and telling us all the skills that you have to offer to eAssist Nation and all of the offices that, let's just say that you're not done, right? Because you are also accepting more offices under your team, right? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful group of sales leaders, team leaders, regional managers, account executives, and account managers ready to fulfill your offer and start taking care of the patient accounts.
That's great. So if you are interested in joining eAssist, it's very easy. The phone number is 1-844-eAssist. So it's 844-327-7478. And you can simply go on the web at eAssist.com or dentalbilling.com. Well, Racheal, thank you again. I hope to talk to you again. And I just want to say goodbye to our audience.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the eAssist Dental Solutions podcast. We love to put the spotlight on the individuals for their outstanding work for our clients.